have a question for you. Has anyone had a good incident this week? Meaning you noticed after a conversation that you were completely fluent, or a situation where you used to stutter, but this time you didn't.
I was dealing with some phone calls. In the past, it was really hard to me. I don't like to take a calls, but nowadays I'm totally fine with that. And sometimes I even prefer to call someone than text. And it's so a really good. It's really free that you can use phone for the a major thing which you do. So yeah, calling is good for me.
I start off the week on a great note. At work, we usually have weekly calls with my R&D and sales teams. So this week, because my boss wasn't on the meeting, the senior vice president left an open question, and she was like, does anyone from R&D have anything to share? And I felt confident in my ability, mainly because I've been having some sessions with Pratusha, and she's given me some great advice. She's helped me really nail down my short link stop speech plan, as well as the mind training aspect of it. So just before the call, I was saying some positive affirmations, such as my fears or my speech fears are unwarranted and unnecessary, and a few others as well. And I would say that really helped me prepare for the call. So when the question was asked spontaneously, I had no idea I would speak, because my boss usually speaks on our behalf every week. But I volunteered, and I was like, yeah, sure, I'll go. And I shared a few things about my projects, and yeah, and it went pretty smoothly. I would say that I probably spoke for about 2 to 3 minutes, and I felt good after that call, especially because maybe around 2 or 3 weeks ago, I did have minor speech blocks on that call, and I was filled with anxiety during that call. A lot of anxiety pre, during, and even post call. But last week, I was mainly anxiety free to an extent. I would say there was still some fear there, lingering fear, but not as much as it was in the past. And, mind training and knowing that I'm going to use my speech plan before going into the call really helped me win my fear over for the most part. So I've always known about short link stop because I was first introduced to Lee's book and his videos about a year ago. However, I didn't really practice it. I didn't really drill it into my psyche. I had a rough knowledge of it, but I didn't really practice it until lately. So now I find myself being more aware, or self-aware rather, and being more conscious of being short, linking 2 or 3 words, and stopping every now and then. And I think about that. I go into conversations before even saying a word. And short link stop is all about linking 2 or 3 words, as Lee himself says it best in his books and in his videos. So y'all can get information about that through his videos and his book. There's not much I can add there, but short link stop or short crutch 9 stop is all about thinking of a speech plan, thinking your thoughts, and letting your thoughts flow through and not thinking words. Because when you're so focused on your speech plan and the way you're speaking, it's very difficult to plan words or fear words. And even if you do fear words, because things happen, practicing the other crutches, crutch 1 through, 11 or 12, 13 actually, because that includes smile as well, I believe. just practicing all of the crutches, you can, it's always good to have a plan B, right? But I rarely need them, especially in the last few days. But I have a long way to go. I have a long ways to go. So it's important for me to remind myself that I've got to practice my speech plan and my crutches.
So this morning, I was thinking about my speech journey. And I was thinking how blessed I am now to just be able to use the telephone. Because like, I remember back in the day when I would have to get on call with like a customer service or someone from the bank or even ordering a pizza or something like that. And how I wasn't able to do it. And if my father was around, I would have to have him get on the phone for me and solve my, problems with whatever it was I was having with, the bank or customer service for like a package or something like that. And now years later, I can do it myself. And it's just simply amazing, like to think about how life was back then and how it compares to now, and how truly blessed I feel just to be able to do the simple things that people without speech disfluencies take for granted. And yeah, like I had forgotten about that till this morning. I was doing something and those memories popped back in my head, and I was like, wow, because I don't even think about it now. And yeah, it's just cool. That's all. I just wanted to say that.
As part of my job, being a software project manager, I have to conduct some big meetings once in every 2 months or 3 months. And these are big gatherings where directors, VPs, and all the key people come. So I used to fear this meeting earlier a lot. And now, with the help of speech plan and after going through the book from Coach Lee, I use this speech plan, which is start with extreme pronunciation and start really slow and link few words, 3 or 4 words, and come to a stop. So this speech plan is really working very good for me. And I also use a lot of hand gestures, because when I use hand gestures like 1, 2, 3, so this keeps my mind away from all the fears and I automatically get into the flow. And once I get into the flow, then I just keep flowing. So all these things help me a lot. And in fact, I used to fear some words like standard or the words which starts with ST. So in fact, in my last meeting, when I started, because these sentences are pretty much same, like welcome folks to the design review meeting of 24.1 standard. So first few sentences I just blocked, like I will not start with standard. I will say .1 standard just to push standard away. So I just made, blogs, and I just like stayed, or I just spoke those lines. And after 2 or 3 sentences, I get in the flow. Then I don't have to think about this. So yeah, so all these things are really working great for me.
Similar to Steve, I was also just thinking this morning about how my speech has so drastically changed. I'm now actually a second-year medical student, and so we just now wrapped up our second week of classes, and I was just thinking back to the same point as now, but last year when I was in my first year, and I just recall having so much anxiety and sweating and dread every time I'd speak with someone new, and especially being in the first year, you're just constantly surrounded by new people. You're meeting hundreds, if not thousands, of new people, and you have to say your name and say where you are from and introduce all aspects about yourself. And so back when I didn't have a speech plan specifically, be it short links and stops or using extreme pronunciation or other such methods, I would often walk away from these situations feeling deeply upset and just extremely full of misery. But now, having a more formalized and structured speech plan, I feel as if I'm able to actually handle myself with grace and poise. So I just wanted to share that, and for any of you who might still be working on your speech or in the first few weeks or months of Coach Lee and WSSA's program, I would heavily encourage all of you to stay on because it's made such a big impact and difference in my life. So thank you, and I just wanted to share all of that.
I've met a lot of really cool people through this program, people who I would have never met otherwise. And there's a lot of good people that are in this program, and they're working hard. They're trying to become fluent. But in the process of becoming fluent, you make friends. Like, I've met some incredible people here. And so I guess what I'm saying is I encourage people to keep showing up and to reach out in the group chats and to attend the practice sessions, because not only are you going to increase your fluency, but hopefully you'll make a few friends in the process. And I don't know, maybe down the line when you travel, you can actually, meet these people in real life. It's a blessing. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying I feel blessed. I don't know. I'm on a gratitude kick this morning, so I just wanted to say that.
Well, I basically wanted to share that yesterday I was I was meeting with a big group of friends, and usually I would never speak in those situations, but I started to tell a story that I had, and I spoke for like a few minutes, and I didn't stutter at all, and I was able to use my speech plan and use the crutches whenever I needed them, and it felt really good.
That's very good to hear, Sean. And here also, I can see that you are using your speech plan. That's very good. Thank you for sharing.
Thank you.
Sean, you have made huge progress, man. You sound so good. Keep it up. Short increments, link your words. And everybody, the end game is think your message. That's the big leap. That's the end game. When you think your message, you're done. You're going to love it when you do that. We don't hold back, Sean, Moises, Fatimata. We don't hold back. No. We're in this life. We're going to give it everything we've got. We're not here that long. We're going to give it 100%. Win, lose, or draw. And it's going to work out. Proud of you, Sean.
Thank you, Lee.
Fatimata, I just have a comment on how Sean spoke. For those of you who don't know how Sean used to speak earlier, like he used to stutter on like every single word, and the percentage of stuttering would be like 80 to 90%. All right, but now seeing him speak this fluent, and he's very strict with his speech plan. Without a speech plan, not a sentence goes without a speech plan. And that is what is using a speech plan 24/7 means. Great job, Sean. We're so proud of you.
I always feel grateful coming here in every Saturday SAM meeting, because Lee helped me. Lee and his book helped me overcome my stutter. I tried ways to overcome my stutter, and I always gave it 100%. And I never really figured out why a stutterer stutters. But Lee made me realize why people stutter. That's because they plan words, they think words, they fear them, and they force them. So for that, Lee, I'm really grateful. Now when I talk and I feel that pressure coming in, I don't even think about the word. I just, I kick it away and I just keep on talking. And thank you for sharing your experience with us. It has helped me a lot. That's why I come here every SAM meetings to gain some wisdom out of you. And your wisdom has helped me overcome a lot of limiting beliefs that I used to have. So thank you.
Moises, thanks for those words. But I remember Socrates, the world's greatest philosopher, thought by many. And he said, all that I know is that I know nothing. And on a relative scale, that's what I know. But I'm still trying. And I have one huge advantage over you, Moises. I'm old. And everything has a price and a benefit. And age has some benefits. Don't ever forget it.
I just wanted to thank everyone for sharing their triumphs, because it fills my heart, with so much joy and gratitude to see lives transformed. And this is why I love what I do. Thank you.
And I just want to say, Sean from Israel, FNA, buddy. If I was in Israel right now, I'll probably bear hug you to death. So please continue on making tremendous improvements in your speech. And just to follow up what Steve said earlier, I fully agree. I have met some of the most wonderful kindred spirits, part of this amazing community. And if it wasn't for Lee in WSSA, I certainly wouldn't have the chance. And I just want to stress to everybody here, obviously Lee in WSSA has helped us out immensely. So to give back to him in this amazing organization, I stress, if you are on Reddit, Facebook, whatever major social media platform out there, just leave a comment about how much WSSA has improved your life. Because a couple of weeks ago, if you guys recall, we had Nick from Greece give one of the most inspirational, motivational talks in the history of SAM. And for those who don't know, he actually found out about this program through one of my many comments that I left on many stuttering related videos. So again, you have no idea just how far a comment can go. So please post anything about WSSA and make sure to leave a 5-star review on the app, because obviously the more positive reviews the PWSCs, it's only going to entice them to download the app. And also, if it isn't too much of a hassle, if you haven't subscribed yet to Lee Lovett's YouTube channel, please do so, because I have taken over the reins on that channel. And I often like to joke with Lee that I'm going to help him reach 100,000 subscribers and get him that YouTube silver play button. So if you can help me, him, and most importantly, WSSA, that'll be great. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Well, Coach Lee, do you have any final thoughts?
Well, I don't have anything to add to this meeting specifically, but in regard to the tone of it, and I want to say I appreciate everyone's comments, Steve's, Bob's, Moises, Danny's, and all the rest of you guys. It's really been wonderful to hear you. And I appreciate the kind words, and I know that they're meant well, but you know, the only way you can pay me back, if you feel you should, well, it's number one, teach yourself to love to speak and love life and accept responsibility for it, and you're going to have a good one. And do your best, and keep plugging, and it's going to work out for you. So, and also, if you become when you inherit a gold mine or an oil well or something, send a check to make WSSA your #1 charity, because they're going to need it. And I may not be here, and they're going to need it. And we got a lot of people we need to help. So I hope you'll never forget that.